Hi there! Thank you for checking out my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. This video is part of the series of videos I'm posting to try to help people out when it comes to aptitude tests like the civil service exam. This video in particular is part of my series on language. Now, I know that this is something na confusing for all of you guys. Syempre, lahat tayo Pilipino. Not all of us first language ang English. And that is the reason why we find subject-verb agreement very difficult. So, I'm going to talk to you about it. It was supposed to be an exclusive lesson for Team Laika Online, but I wanted to share this video to you guys because I know that a lot of you still find it confusing. So what's going to happen would be I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm going to switch over to my PC so I can show you. If you are part of Team Laika Online, there should be a learning experience or a quiz or exercise paired with this video. Make sure that you answer that. And I'm going to see you in a bit, alright? Hi everyone, we're going to talk about subject-verb agreement. I know na some of you may find this easy, some of you may not. Really, the problem is kasi dito sa Pilipinas, madali lang sa atin ang subject-verb agreement. Kasi pag sinabing, isa lang, we don't use anything. Pag dumami, lagyan natin ng mga. And hindi masyadong nagbabago sa atin yung mga yan. So, kunya, sabihin natin tumatakbo ang bata, kahit isa lang siya, tumatakbo pa rin ang mga bata. So, hindi nagbabago masyado. Ang verb, hindi nagbabago to suit kung ano yung subject. Pero pagdating sa English, kailangan yon. Ngayon, ang rule talaga when it comes to subject-verb agreement is, pag singular, may S. Pag plural, wala. Madali namang tandaan kasi nga, pag singular, may S. Ibig sabihin, pag S, may S. Ngayon, why am I using my red pen din? Kasi I want you to focus on one thing, okay? Ano yung singular at ano yung plural na hinahanap? You have to look at the subject. S din yun, right? Hanapin nyo kung sino talaga ang subject. Sino ba talaga ang pinag-uusapan sa tanong? Sino ang pinag-uusapan sa sentence? Okay? And if you really know kung sino ang subject, regardless of kung sino yung mga nakahalo dun sa sentence, hindi kayo magkakamali. Okay? Let's take this example muna. Sabi, in the province, the children blank in the yard all day. Okay? So, I'm going to ask you to answer this muna. I'll give you time. Alright, what do you think? Okay, in the province, the children blank in the yard all day. We have options. We have is playing, play, or playing, or plays. Ngayon, ang key here is first, sinong pinag-uusapan? Yung in the province ba? Kailangan ba yan sa sentence? Province ba ang pinag-uusapan? Kasi, obviously, noun din yung province. Well, dahil may comma dyan, hindi yan ang pinag-uusapan. Pwede yan tanggalin kasi the children blank in the yard all day is still a sentence. So, sino talaga yung naglalaro? Sino ba yung nagpe-play? Ang nagpe-play hindi yung province, hindi yung day, hindi yung yard. Ang nagpe-play yung children. Next question, singular ba yan o plural? Pag children ba, marami o isa lang? Di ba pag child, isa lang. Pag children, marami. Ibig sabihin nun, kung plural siya, may S o wala? Dapat walang S. Okay? Walang S, ibig sabihin, hindi siya is playing kasi may S. Hindi rin siya plays kasi may S ito. Dalawa na lang options mo. Meron kang are playing tsaka plays. Ngayon, usapang tense na to. We'll try to talk about tenses then in the next weeks. But we're going to focus on subject-verb agreement muna. Pero this is just a little taste of what goes on. Ang common mistake ng Pilipino is mas gusto natin yung mahabang sagot. Okay? So, I bet some of you answered letter B kasi mas mahaba yung are playing kaysa sa play. But, the thing is, pagdating sa exam, yung mga gumagawa ng exam, they like tricking you. They like, alam niyo yun, confusing you. Kasi alam nila na ang mga Pilipino mahilig tayo sa mga have, sa mga are. Hindi na lang natin pinapasimple yung mga bagay-bagay. So, be careful. Usually, yung pinakasimple yun ang sagot. Katulad dito, the children blank in the yard all day. Ang sabi all day, ibig sabihin buong araw silang ginagawa nila yon. Pag sinabi natin na in the province, the children are playing in the yard all day, ibig sabihin, nung are playing, ibig sabihin, they are doing it right now. Okay? Ngayon mismong oras na to. Kaya lang ang nakalagay na nga all day buong araw. Ibig sabihin, constant yan na nangyayari, hindi lang sa moment na ito, hindi lang right now. So actually, the answer is play. The children play in the yard all day. Hindi ba simple lang siya? Kaya lang, sometimes, ayaw nga natin na simple, gusto natin yung mas mahabang sagot. So, be careful with that. Pagdating sa exam, kung manghuhula na rin lang kayo, stick to the simple answers. Kasi yun usually yung sagot. Okay? Ayun, tatalon tayo dun sa talagang subject-verb agreement. Ito yung listahan ng mga panggulo. Okay, don't worry, you don't need to take down notes ngayon. We're going to talk about them one at a time. Okay, so we're going to talk about tanggalable phrases, prepositional phrases here and there. Each, every, no, which all mean singular. Multiple subjects, indefinite pronouns, either or, neither nor, proper nouns and parts. All of that i-discuss natin, okay, mag-alala. So yung first one, tanggalable phrases. Ano ibig sabihin ng tanggalable? Okay? Ang tanggalable means you are able to make tanggal. Ibig sabihin, pwede nyo siyang tanggalin. Okay? Hindi siya kailangan. Pag meron kayo nakitang sentence like this, Lucy, one of the Cruz sisters, blank the family business, the best thing that you could do would be to remove lahat ng pwede mong tanggalin dun sa sentence na yan. So, I'm going to ask you to hit pause now. Pause. Alright, did you try to answer it? Tingnan natin if you got it right, ha? Sabi, Lucy, one of the Cruz sisters, blank the family business. Ngayon, ang cause of confusion dito usually is yung sisters. Kasi, ang sisters ay plural. Pero ang tanong, sino ba talaga ang nagpapatakbo ng business? Yung Cruz sisters o si Lucy? Ito kasi is a tanggalable phrase. Okay? How do you know na pwede mo tanggalin? Kung napapaligiran siya ng dalawang comma. Nakakita kayong dalawang comma na ganyan? Ibig sabihin, that part can be removed. Kasi yung sentence is just Lucy blank the family business. Ngayon, yung Lucy, is it singular or plural? Si Lucy, isa lang siya. So, that means, kung singular siya, may S. Hindi na pwede yung run. Okay? Hindi na pwede yung running. Dalawa na lang. Okay? So, Lucy runs the family business or Lucy haven't runs the family business. Obviously, this doesn't work. Okay? So, the answer becomes Lucy runs the family business. Okay? That's how you do it. Alright? Again, pag nakita kayo dalawang comma sa dulo ng isang phrase, pwede nyo tanggalin yon. Hanapin nyo kung sino talaga ang totoong subject. And then, singular or plural para malaman nyo kung may S o wala. Then, eliminate nyo na lang kung ano yung mga options na hindi pwede. Okay? So, that is the first thing, tanggalable phrases. Next, we're going to talk about prepositional phrases. Ano ibig sabihin ng preposition? Itong problema kasi usually sa language lessons kasi ang daming terms like prepositional phrases. Ano ba yung prepositional? Isipin niyo na lang position. Position. Ibig sabihin, yung prepositional phrases, these are phrases or parts ng sentence na nagsasabi sa inyo kung nasa ng posisyon ng isang bagay. Classic example would be something like this. Sabi, the airplanes in the hangar, blank scheduled for repair. Ngayon, ang problema dito, may confusion ka kung sino talaga pinag-uusapan. So, I'm going to ask you to hit pause now to try to answer it by yourself. So, hit pause now. Alright, let's see if you got it right. Nasaan dyan ang prepositional phrases? Nasaan dyan ang prepositional phrase? Ano ba yung nagsasabi ng posisyon? It's this, in the hangar. Kasi kung kahit tanggalin mo yan, tanggalable din siya eh. The airplane's blank scheduled for repair. And bakit ko siya binubura? And I recommend that you do it sa exam. Actually, burahin nyo siya. Bakit? Kasi minsan makakonfuse kayo. Kasi yung hangar, isa lang yan. Yung airplanes, plural yan, marami. Ngayon, yung iba, ang sagot nila is the airplanes in the hangar is scheduled for repair kasi, kaya is yung sagot nila kasi ang nakita nila yung hangar, mag-isa lang yan. But the thing is, sino ba yung i-repair? Yung hangar o yung airplanes? The answer is, ang i-repair yung airplanes. So, it's plural, wala dapat S. Okay? So, the answer is just the airplanes are scheduled for repair. Or, kung i-erase natin yan, the airplanes in the hangar are scheduled for repair. So, again, anong gagawin? Lahat na pwedeng tanggalin, burahin, tanggalin nyo siya, i-slash nyo siya para hindi kayo ma-confuse. And then, figure out kung singular or plural yung pinag-uusapan. Okay? So, tapos na tayo sa prepositional phrases. Now, let's talk about here and there. There are sentences that start with here and there, and that can be confusing. Kasi, yung here and there, okay, hindi natin alam kung singular or plural yung first word. Example, sabi dito, there are blank candies in the drawer. So, again, I'm going to ask you to hit pause now. Okay, hit pause now. Alright, let's see how you did. Sabi, there are blank candies in the drawer. Again, meron kang candies, meron kang drawer. Ang drawer, isa lang. Ang candies, marami, plural. So, tanong, sino ang pinag-uusapan? Yung candies o yung drawer? Okay? Meron daw candy sa drawer. Ngayon, kahit tanggalin ko yung in the drawer, there are candies. Marami pa rin yan kasi candies nga. So, the answer is, there are candies in the drawer. Ngayon, kung na-confuse kayo, kasi yung there is some, again, yung is talks about just one. Okay? Tapos yung some, medyo marami yan. So, may onting may error dyan sa buong phrase na yan. Ito pa. Kung nasagot nyo naman, there are his candies in the drawer, na-confuse kayo kasi dapat, kung pwede maging are his, kung they are his candies. Okay? Pwede pa. Medyo pwede. Pero ito, hindi pwede to. Yung maybe naman, there may be candies in the drawer, this is different from may be. Kasi maybe this time, okay, is basically baka sakali. Okay? Pero ang maybe is maaaring meron. Okay? So, this is not going to be the answer. The answer is simple. Again, it's just are. There are candies in the drawer. So, pag nakakita kayo ng there, be careful. Tanungin ng maigi sa sarili kung ano talaga pinag-uusapan. Sorry. Don't be confused kung ano talaga ang subject ng sentence. Okay? Next. Each, every, no. Pag nakita kayo na ganito sa sentence at yan ang pinag-uusapan, automatic it's singular. For example, ito. Every child in this world of ours, blank, a good home. Hit pause now. Alright, let's see kung tama kayo ha. Sabi, every child in this world of ours, blank, a good home. Ngayon, sabi ko diba, every. Bawat isang bata. So, pag merong bawat isa, or every, pinag-usapan, isa. Kaya kailangan may S. So, hindi na pwede yung deserve. Hindi na to pwede. Hindi na to pwede. The answer is deserves. Every child in this world of ours deserves a good home. May S dapat. Okay? It's that simple. So, again, kailangan nyo tandaan itong mga tanggalable at itong mga confusing na phrases na to para pagdating ng exam, hindi kayo maguguluhan. Next. Next natin panggulo yung multiple subjects kasi nakaka-confuse to sometimes. Pero ang tatandaan ninyo is, kung merong and, ibig sabihin, addition yun. Diba? Parang sa equation construction natin. So, try this one. Hit pause now. Alright, let's see how you did. Sabi, reading, writing, and drawing, blank my hobbies. So, pag merong and, addition. So, you have 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Are my hobbies. So, ilan yan? 1, 2, 3. Dahil tatlo yan. Yan ay plural. So, the answer is are. Reading, writing, and drawing are my hobbies. Ang nagdagdag dyan is yung salitang and. Pag multiple ang subjects, marami ang pinag-uusapan, pinagsama-sama mo sila, the answer becomes plural. Okay? The verb becomes plural. Okay? Ngayon, let's talk about indefinite pronouns naman. Again, this is something that you have to be careful about. Example of an indefinite pronoun in a sentence is this, yung everyone. Sabi, everyone in her class, blank, that she isn't adjusting well. So, try to answer this by yourself. Hit pause now. Alright, let's see how you did. Sabi, everyone in her class, blank, that she isn't doing, adjusting well. So, sino si everyone in her class? Okay? Ngayon, yung everyone, okay, you have to treat it as a singular. Okay? So, everyone in her class, isa lang yan, lahat sila, blank, that she isn't adjusting well. Hindi she ang pinag-uusapan. Ang pinag-uusapan yung everyone. Kasi sinong makakaalam? Everyone in her class. So, the answer here is, dahil isa lang yung bilang sa everyone, is knows. Everyone in her class knows that she isn't adjusting well. Kasi sino ang nag-know? Everyone. Hindi she, kasi siya yung pinag-uusapan. Ang nakakaalam yung everyone. So, the answer is knows. Again, ang susi dito is to know, okay, sorry. Ang susi dito is to know kung sino talaga ang pinag-uusapan sa isang sentence. Okay? Now, next, either or, neither nor. This is trickier, so I want you to pay attention. Pag either or, neither nor, ang masusunod ay yung mas malapit. Tingnan natin, ha? Ito muna. Sabi, Raul and Christine, blank, in love, neither the cast nor the phantom, blank, aware of that fact. I want you to try it out for yourself, so hit pause now. Alright, let's see. Sabi, Raul and Christine are in love. Again, meron tayong multiple dito. Clue na yon. Kasi ang and means addition. So, dalawa sila. So, the answer has to be plural. Plural yung first. So, you have are. Pwede yan. Yung was, hindi na pwede kasi isa lang yan. Yung where, pwede naman kasi plural din yan. Yung are, pwede yan. So, meron ka ng tatlong possible answers na lang. Yung next sentence ngayon na magdedetermine kung alin dyan ang tama. Sabi, neither the cast nor the phantom blank aware of that fact. Nakita niyo yung neither, tsaka nor. Again, ang masusunod dyan is kung sino ang mas malapit sa verb. Ito yung verb natin. Sino mas malapit? Yung cast o yung phantom? Yung phantom, right? Ngayon, ilan yung phantom? Phantom, isa lang siya. Singular yan. So, the answer becomes, neither the cast nor the phantom is aware of that fact. So, this has to be plural, this has to be singular. The answer becomes D. Kasi are, and this becomes is. Ngayon, that is because ang phantom ay isa lang. Ngayon, kung babalik ta rin natin, kunyari, or paparamihin natin, nor the phantoms, kung marami silang, maraming phantom. Neither the cast nor the phantoms are. It becomes are kasi marami na yung phantoms. Okay? That's how you do it. Okay? So, ang rule, kung sino ang mas malapit. Next. Proper nouns. This is also something na nakakapagpa-confuse sa mga tao and lagi din lumalabas sa exam. Ang proper nouns, ibig sabihin, yun talaga yung pangalan nila. If the S is included in the name, then, kung isa lang yan, treat it as singular kahit na may S. Example, the Beatles blank, a perfect example of a timeless band. So, hit pause now to try it for yourself. Alright, sabi, the Beatles blank, a perfect example of a timeless band. Ngayon, yung Beatles, yes, may S. Pero tanong, plural ba yan? The Beatles is actually the name of the band, right? Ilang band yon? Isa lang. Ano ibig sabihin nun? This is just a singular na proper noun. Ibig sabihin yun, yung S na yung kasama yun sa pangalan niya. Marami yan. The Killers. Diba? Yung mga ganun. Pag may S, dahil yun ang talagang pangalan nila at proper noun yun, don't treat it as a plural. Dapat singular. So, the Beatles is a perfect example of a timeless band. Some people would say the Beatles are a perfect example of a timeless band. But here, again, clearly, dahil yung S kasama yan sa pangalan nila, the answer should be is. Kasi singular yan. Isa lang naman ang the Beatles. Alright? Ngayon, kung the members of the Beatles ang pinag-uusapan, hindi it becomes plural kasi members, marami yon. Pero kung Beatles na pinag-uusapan, isang banda lang yon, it has to be singular. Don't be confused about that. Okay? Last, ito yung probably to, there is an 80% chance na lalabas to sa exam ninyo kasi laging lumalabas to. That is why I wanted to talk about it last. Kasi in educational psychology, meron tayong primacy effect. Basically, sabihin nun yung natatandaan ninyo most or yung mga first parts at saka yung last parts. That is why I made yung tanggalable phrases sa first at saka yung parts sa huli. Kasi itong dalawang to ang medyo, again, 80% chance kung merong lalabas sa inyo na regarding subject-verb agreement, malamang yan dalawang yan ang lalabas. Kasi yan lagi yan lumalabas sa exam. Ngayon, let's talk about parts. Classic example is this. Half of the city blank in ruins, 80% of the citizens blank left homeless. So, I want you to try it out for yourself muna. Hit pause now. Alright, let's see how you did. Ngayon, bakit ito nakaka-confuse? Kasi pareho silang half at saka itong 80%, pareho yung parts. Parts of something. Okay? Ngayon, when it comes to parts, half, 80%, 20%, a quarter, a third, anything na part, okay? Ang gagawin ninyo is, don't refer to the percentage. Meron kasing mga people who think na, sabi nila ha, then this is wrong. Sabi nila, pag 0 to 50% daw, singular. Anything more than that, so 51% up, magiging plural. This is wrong. Okay? Hindi yan totoo. Wala yan sa numbers. And dyan nakakonfuse maraming Pilipino. So, anong gagawin ninyo? Pag nakita kayo ng half, 80% or any part, ang hahanapin ninyo, half of what? Okay? 80% of what? Ngayon, nakalagay naman yan sa sentence. Sabi dito, half of the city. Half of the city. So, ang titingnan nyo, ang basihan nyo yung city. Ngayon, ang kalahati ng city. Ilan ba ang city? Ang city, isa lang, right? So, kalahati ng city has to be part of one, o kulang, bitin pa siya sa isa. Ano ibig sabihin nun? This has to be singular. Okay? So, you have is here. Half of the city is in ruins. Bakit is? Kasi singular yung city, isa lang siya. Okay? So, that means, ma-eliminate na natin itong dalawang nagsisimula sa R. Ngayon, ang tanong, is o is R ang sagot? Ngayon, dito natin titingnan sa second sentence. Sabi, 80% of the citizens blank left homeless. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Ilan ang citizens? May S, right? Kasi ang citizen is one. Citizens means many. So, kung 80% of the citizens, 80% of something that is plural, okay? Ngayon, kung kunyari may 100 kang citizens, kasi nga marami sila, 80% niyan, 80. 80 citizens yan, di ba? Marami pa rin yun, di ba? Kasi nga, part of many is still many. Part of one is still, di ba, one. Kulang pa nga sa one eh. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Is siya or are? The answer is are. Bakit? Kasi 80% of the citizens. Yung citizens ay plural, kaya dapat plural din yung treatment sa kanya. So, the answer is letter D. Half of the city is in ruins, 80% of the citizens are left homeless. Ngayon, kung cities to, it becomes are. Kung half of a person, di ba, I didn't realize that I was only with half of a person. Kung half of a person, ibig sabihin, hindi siya buong-buo yung pagmamahal niya sa'yo, then it becomes, again, singular. Again, ang basis mo, hindi yung percentage, hindi ito ang titingnan. Ang titingnan mo yung, ano yung hinahati niya. That is how you get it, para hindi kayo ma-confuse. So, balikan natin, ha? Ito yung mga pinag-usapan natin. Ito yung common na panggulo. Again, there are more, even if you Google it, which is something I would encourage you to do. Makita kayo mga 20 rules when it comes to subject-verb agreement, 25 rules, 30 rules. But why am I talking about 9 lang? Kasi itong siyam na to, ito yung pinaka-confusing, and ito yung pinaka-madalas na lumalabas sa exam.
Okay, I hope you found that video helpful. If you learned something new today, click thumbs up. Again, the key here is practice. So find exercises that you can answer. If you're part of Team Like Online, make sure that you answer the exercise included in this learning experience. And again, if you want to know as soon as a new video posts, because I'm making a bunch more of videos, alam ko malapit na yung March 12 exam. So make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Hit subscribe or click this icon right here. Dito sa gilid, meron din mga links to the other playlists that I already made. There are a lot of resources available to you for free. Make sure that you watch those. Make sure that you answer the free exercises I post para tumaas ang chances ninyo of passing the test. So, malapit ang test. God bless you guys. Keep learning, keep believing, keep praying. I always believe in you. God bless you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.